This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us for News 3 Now at 5. Susan, off today. 2 men are in the hospital. This after an East Side shooting. Adam Duxter joins us live. He's in the 2800 block of Commercial Drive, and Adam has the very latest.
Yeah, Eric, Paul Villanueva says he was asleep in his basement bedroom around 1:15 this afternoon when from just outside the window he heard not one but 2 gunshots, followed by a car going directly into the window. Now, his daughter was upstairs and caught the whole thing on video. Listen to this. Now, in that video, you hear those 2 gunshots. Police came from a different car, a dark sedan, followed by the sound of that SUV slamming into the house. Now, police say the 3 people that were inside the SUV were found several blocks over, 2 of them with gunshot wounds. And just moments ago, we spoke with Villanueva about what that moment was like.
At first, I thought it was a bunch of gunshots. So what I did is I obviously dove towards my son to make sure he's protected, because I don't know what it is, because we've been having gunshots here like lately. And then that's when I saw the car come in. And that's why I knew it was a crash. So as soon as I got up to make sure my son's okay. Then I got up here, and I saw one of the individual running across.
Now, police say they're still looking for the driver of that dark sedan, who they consider to be the main suspect for those shots at this point. And police also say this was a targeted shooting that started with a pursuit from Madison's north side around 1 p.m. Now, they said they'll hopefully have the latest on a suspect or possible suspects by this evening.
Adam Duxter on the east side live tonight. Adam, thank you. A Madison woman living on the west side says she was robbed by a group of teenagers who pointed a gun at her head. Police say this happened in the 1400 block of Teresa Terrace last night. A woman says she was standing outside her home when a white SUV suddenly stopped in the street. 3 young men got out. The woman says one of the teens pulled out a camouflage pattern gun and put it to her head before stealing her cell phone. Anyone who has information about that incident is asked to call Crime Stoppers. A $1,000 cash bond was set for the man charged in connection with a firebombing at Madison City County building. Court records show 26-year-old Marquand Clark stood mute in court today, but a not guilty plea was entered on his behalf. Clark charged with 2 felony counts of criminal damage to property as party to a crime for his alleged involvement in tearing down 2 statues that stood outside the Capitol in June. Repair costs for the forward statue are estimated to be between $30,000 and $45,000. Cost to repair the statue of abolitionist Colonel Hans Christian Hegg estimated between $30,000 and $50,000. It's been a sunny and warm week across the area. Could see a few storm chances over the weekend. Here's meteorologist Chris Reese. Chris?
Yeah, we're going to watch that as we move into the weekend for sure. In the meantime, things are full of sunshine right now. Temperatures, they are comfortable as well. Right at 83 degrees right now. Winds out of the south and west at 9 miles per hour. Dew points have moved up into the upper 50s. Air temperatures throughout the state. La Crosse at 89. Boscobel coming in at 88, 83 for our friends in Watertown. Dew points, they've been moving into the 60s slowly but surely. We're going to see more humidity increase throughout the weekend along with parts of next week. But for the rest of this afternoon, look for sunshine sticking around. Dinner time will be right into the upper 70s to around 80, cooling down into the 60s overnight tonight. But we're going to talk about that temperature outlook. The heat is on as we move into that extended forecast that's coming up a little bit later in the show, a few minutes away.
Okay, Chris, thank you very much. State and county health officials confirm 718 new cases of coronavirus today. So far, 69,218 people have tested positive since the beginning of the pandemic in Wisconsin. Health officials also confirmed 2 additional coronavirus-related deaths, bringing that statewide total to 1,076. In total, 7,918 patients in Wisconsin are still infected with the virus. Today, we're also seeing an increase in the percent of new positive tests for the 4th day in a row. Of the 10,570 tests that the Wisconsin Department of Health Services processed in the last 24 hours, 7.8% came back positive. That's an increase of 0.3 of a point since yesterday. Thousands of people are still waiting for unemployment benefits to hit. According to the Department of Workforce Development, as of last Friday, they've resolved more than 5 million claims and still have more than 650,000 to sift through. Jamie Perez shares how this month-long waiting process is impacting those who need the money now. Jamie?
Some of these people live paycheck to paycheck and really can't afford to wait much longer. And today I spoke with a woman in Portage who shared her experience with the DWD so she can get a message across about the consequences that this months-long wait has had on her and her family. Samantha Scaife's family means everything to her. 5 kids, all under one roof. A roof she's trying to keep over their heads.
There's no way families can survive like this. And I don't want to end up losing our house.
She is one of thousands still waiting for her unemployment benefits to hit. She's been sitting on it anxiously for 5 months with no income.
I've just been stuck in limbo since.
She says her savings are depleted, gone, leaving her constantly stressed about which bills she can pay for the month.
We actually had to sell one of our TVs just to, I think it was 2 months ago, to just make up rent. And I was like, we shouldn't have to do this stuff.
Her 5 kids are a handful, as any parent would know. Her youngest, autistic, and needs 24-hour care, making it an impossible task for Scaife to try to apply for another job.
I told my fiance last night, I was like, I feel like a horrible mom. I was like, I've never felt worse than this.
She said she spends nights crying, sometimes overheard by her oldest son.
I see you crying all the time. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. He's like, it's not okay. And he offered to go out and get a job. He actually applied at, at the Dairy Queen here in Culver's, and he's like, I'm 14, I can work. And I was like, no, that's not how this works. You don't take care of me.
As a mother who says she's just trying to keep this roof over her kid's head, a life she's worked hard to have, she's waiting for someone, anyone, to help her keep moving forward for the sake of the people she cares about most.
I'm really hoping that this will make it so something happens, something moves forward, because I don't know, honestly, how much longer I can keep this up.
And she's hoping the state can get through hers and thousands of other applications sooner rather than later so that people who are in similar situations like her don't end up losing everything over the next several months.
Jamie Perez reporting live tonight. Jamie, thank you. Michiganders who are unemployed will be receiving an additional $300 through federal funding. When Governor Evers was asked if this could happen for Wisconsinites in the future, this is what he said.
We are in the process of evaluating all options available to us to make sure that first of all, we have the resources to do whatever we need to do, and/or which one works best for the people that are suffering in our state with unemployment. We hope to be making that decision soon, but at this point in time, we're still evaluating the options available.
Now, the governor blamed Congress for not passing a coronavirus relief bill and President Trump's executive order in delaying his decision. Students attending UW-Madison are coming back to campus. Campus leaders are addressing how they are restarting the school year. Chancellor Rebecca Blank says that the campus will be providing a public dashboard of COVID cases on campus that'll be published daily. She says UW-Madison will be providing regular testing and contact tracing to students, messaging students daily about health protocols and having universal mask wearing. Blank says that UW is doing things much differently than campuses across the country that had to shut down before school even started.
We have some different protocols in place than those schools did. Neither Notre Dame nor UNC had any broad testing plans. They were only testing asymptomatic individuals, and we're doing something much broader than that. There are other ways in which our protocols differ, but we are going to be watching and watching carefully.
After UW-Madison's Thanksgiving break, students will go virtual for 2 weeks before the semester ends. UW-Madison School of Medicine and Public Health is welcoming in its first class of medical students starting off during the COVID-19 pandemic. Madeline O'Neill is live with what's unique about this group of future healthcare professionals. Maddie?
Well, nearly 200 medical students here are being recognized for officially starting classes and reaching this milestone. But like so many other things this year, it looks a bit different. What's called the white coat ceremony, usually an in-person graduation-like celebration, is being held virtually this afternoon. The students' classes began at the start of this week, mostly virtual as well. Kevin Franco-Valle, a nurse now starting medical school, says the pandemic is fueling his desire to become a doctor.
I see we're all living through this. There's a lot of fear, a lot of unknowns, and that is part of my motivation to be in medicine.
The students in this class committed to the medical school in April, really in the midst of the COVID-19 outbreak. The associate dean of the school says they did have the opportunity to defer, but didn't, and these numbers look really similar to other years. Coming up at 6, we'll talk more about this unique class and why the student you just heard from says he's up to the challenge.
All right, Maddie O'Neill live on campus. Maddie, thank you. State regulators have extended a ban on utility disconnections in Wisconsin during the pandemic. Public Service Commission voted to continue that moratorium on shutoffs through October 1st, so that'll temporarily prevent more than 93,000 customers from losing their service next month. A PSC survey of nearly 200 utilities shows about a third of Wisconsin's 1.4 million households are behind on their utility bills. A Madison hospital is celebrating a milestone in the fight against COVID-19. Unity Point Health Meritor announcing that Donald Keller of Baraboo went home yesterday afternoon. He is the 150th patient discharged from Meritor after successfully battling COVID-19. Meritor says it admitted its first patient back on March 16th and has had at least one COVID-19 patient in its hospital every day since. Meritor reminds people, continue following those public health guidelines. That includes social distancing, wear your masks, and practice good hand hygiene. Starting Monday, Madison Metro will be increasing service. The city's website says Metro will be increased to better serve low-income riders and people of color. There will also be more services added in the downtown area to help serve students. City of Madison says due to budget constraints and staffing, Metro is not able to return just yet to the same level of service it provided in the past. All riders will have to wear face coverings. To see a full map and schedule of Madison Metro, head to cityofmadison.com. Last night, the Democratic National Convention wrapped up with Joe Biden accepting his party's presidential nomination. Biden spent a good portion of his 25-minute acceptance speech focused on the pandemic. While the president today said he was winning the election before COVID-19, Biden promised to be a president for the whole country, not just Democrats.
We can choose a different path and together take this chance to heal, to reform, to unite, a path of hope and light. This is a life-changing election.
We were sailing, by the way, without the plague from China, this thing was over. This was over. We were sailing. But that came in, and then you have to prove yourself again. So now I have to prove myself again. But we're doing that.
Now, the theme of next week's Republican National Convention is honoring the great American story with featured speakers each night. Republicans plan to highlight President Trump's accomplishments during his first 4 years in office. Even though it was virtual, Wisconsin was the center of the political world this week. And coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 6, our Amy Reed has a reality check on the speeches made at the DNC, as well as statements made by Vice President Mike Pence and President Trump during their visits to Wisconsin earlier this week. Again, that's tonight at 6. Well, this just into the Channel 3000 News Center and Wisconsin Assembly Speaker Robin Vos asking the Commission of Presidential Debates to host a debate in Wisconsin. In a letter to the commission, Speaker Vos says that by the time of the first debate, September 29th, most voters in Wisconsin will have already started voting. Vos says, quote, "We must give voters a fair chance in an already unprecedented election, and we ask that you consider adding an additional earlier debate in Wisconsin this September. This monumental election will determine the very future of our nation. The least we can do is equip voters with the facts necessary to aid them in electing the next president of the United States." More to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, 2 tropical storm systems could impact people in the U.S. next week. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at what could be an historical weather occurrence. And coming up tonight at 6, only a small fraction of families in the Madison School District are using free meal programs. We'll explain ahead at 6. And on Wall Street, the Dow surging 191 points to close the week. The NASDAQ adds almost 47, while the S&P 500 jumps a dozen. And we'll be right back.
Incredible savings during the big anniversary sale going on now at Slumberland. Deals galore throughout the store, from modern sofas and chairs to gorgeous beds and lots more. Top it off with totally free shipping. The big anniversary sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Great decision on your new windows. Buy one, get one won't last long.
Have you always been so passionate about windows?
Felco's buy one, get one free windows is totally rad. Felco's energy-efficient windows are a must in every home. So hurry, call now.
You could say that.
Buy one window, get one free, and get no interest for 1 year.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
Get the refrigerator you've always wanted now at the Brothers Maine Big Deal Refrigerator Sale. Save big on the latest from GE. French doors, black stainless, and smart refrigerators, all with 0% financing up to 18 months. And you'll get our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. We make it easy to be confident in your new refrigerator. It's the Big Deal Refrigerator Sale with more selection, more savings, and more big confidence only at The Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
I like to drive. I used to think I was a pretty good driver.
But now Joe Biden's taken a sharp left turn. Buckle up for his $4 trillion tax hike. Biden's plan raises taxes on small business, reversing the recovery. He's pledged to eliminate blue-collar oil and gas jobs. And analysts estimate stocks would crash up to 25% if Biden takes the wheel, crushing your retirement.
This is just bold.
Hit the brakes on Biden. He'll wreck our economy. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Let us help you create your family's recipe for health. SSM Health and News 3 Now are making it easy by putting all the ingredients right at your fingertips. With topics like healthy habits, nutrition, and mental well-being, there's something for everyone. Visit Channel 3000's Time for Kids page for advice from SSM Health experts. And catch fresh and informative reports on News 3 Now.
Take time for kids with SSM Health and News 3 Now.
Incredible savings on Sealy mattresses during our big anniversary sale now at Slumberland. Get a Sealy Queen mattress as low as $99 or a luxurious Sealy Posturepedic for $9.99. Plus free shipping. The big anniversary sale at Slumberland.
UW School of Medicine and Public Health celebrates its first medical school class to enter the field during the pandemic. And hear from UW's chancellor just days before thousands of students return to campus. That's tonight at 6.
Trust us to get it right.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way
and your family's safety is on the line.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, folks along the Gulf Coast are watching the tropics closely as two systems could simultaneously impact those southeastern coast states next week. Meteorologist Chris Reese joins us now with more on what could be pretty historic here. We got two systems, Laura, right, and then maybe Marco.
Yes, you nailed the names. That's certainly some good news.
It's always fun to watch the names.
These ones are easier to pronounce than earlier in the season, but that's right. We're watching this really closely. Now, it's not the first time that we've ever seen two systems in the Gulf at the same time. What it could be the first time, those two hurricanes and the Gulf. So we're playing with science.
A lot to juggle, though, if you're planning like down there in the southeastern corner of Florida. I have some friends down there that are really concerned here.
I had a phone call earlier today where someone was like, can I go to Sarasota, Florida on Monday? I just told them no.
Yeah.
But let me go ahead and show you guys a little bit more about what we're looking at here with this system here, or with these systems. Typically, you talk about one at the same time. We have Laura, which is named. This is all the way towards the west of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. That's going to be working its way towards the north and west. Then we have what is still Tropical Depression 14 right now. This could be Marco. What we've never had is two hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico at the same time. And if we see two hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico simultaneously, it'll be the first time in history. So we're watching that very closely. But nonetheless, all throughout the Gulf Coast and the southeastern part of the United States, as we move into next week, you will want to make sure that you're paying close attention to the forecast when it comes to the tropics. We're talking landfall sometime, perhaps Monday into Tuesday or Wednesday. And if that's not enough, there's already another system that has started to develop back towards the west. This is coming off of the coast of Africa right now. So, Eric, things are certainly very busy for us when it comes to the tropics forecast. We're going to be watching that very closely. In the meantime, what you need to know here in Wisconsin is here comes the heat. By the way, it has a connection to those two tropical systems that we just talked about. And then there is a small rain chance as we move into the weekend. But let's start with that tropical connection that's going to be building up our heat as we go through the next couple of days. Right now, here's our atmospheric setup. 30,000 feet up, we have this area of low pressure that's kept things stormy and somewhat cooler throughout the eastern half of the country. Big time heat in the west. Here comes what would have been our next shot of colder air. But as we move things forward, you see the two tropical systems moving our way. They begin to lock in this area of high pressure that keeps the heat around. The cold has to go up around it, so we never truly have that opportunity to cool off. And then eventually this just expands, sending even warmer temperatures our way. So now we're at this time of the year where average temperatures would be coming down into the 70s, and we're going to be watching our temperatures going back up into the 90s. That comes with a lot of humidity as well. So as we move into next week, you're going to start seeing numbers like that heat index come right back out. And we're staying dry too. No real shower or thunderstorm chances beyond what I see, at least for this weekend. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit more detail. For the most part, we're dry in south central Wisconsin. It's been the North Woods that have had any kind of showers or thunderstorms really all week long. That's because they're right along this stationary front that's helped spark those. We're closer to this area of high pressure that's kept the air sinking. The air has to rise to get showers and thunderstorms. When you have high pressure, you're pushing that air downward. You're really prohibiting a true chance of seeing a shower or thunderstorm out there. But pay attention. We'll start to see a chance later on into the weekend. This is tomorrow morning. Tonight's lows are going to be down into the 60s. Then throughout the day on Saturday, we're warm again. Temperatures with that strong southwest wind will likely make it into the mid and upper 80s. Saturday night, though, into Sunday, there'll be a chance of showers mainly north and west of Madison. Then as we move into Sunday afternoon, we should be just unstable enough. Now we see at least some showers and thunderstorms begin to bubble up. Not everyone sees them, but this is at least one of the chances that we have. In the meantime, it's a good weekend to go and hit the lakes if you have the opportunity to do so. All lake beaches are open right now. Water temperatures are around 77 degrees. Tomorrow, we're warming all the way up towards 87. On Sunday, that's our best day to see that chance of showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures are topping out right at 86 degrees. Then here comes the 90s. We're talking Tuesday and Wednesday being very hot and humid. Thursday could be warm as well. We have a slight chance for showers and thunderstorms then along with your Friday, but then into next weekend as we start to see a cold front come through along with potential remnants of the tropical systems interacting with that. That's when we'll have our best chances to see those showers and thunderstorms. So we're going to be watching the tropics very closely as we go through that extended forecast, Eric.
I think you need to have your mom come up and visit us now. Get out of Houston.
She was working on that one, but I think she's still trying to get me to come to Houston. We'll see what happens.
Well,
you know I like the tropics.
We don't need you covering it live, Chris. We need you safe. All right, buddy. Thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, the U.S. Postmaster General grilled over mail delays in a Senate hearing. We'll have the latest ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's time to breathe easier with a professional air duct deep cleaning from Stanley Steamer. We remove the dirt hidden deep inside your ducts, helping you get back to a cleaner and healthier home. Call 1-800-STEAMER today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Keep your home secure with a quick-set satin nickel finish Juno doorknob and deadbolt from Menards. Juno's elegant traditional style blends perfectly with most design styles. $39.99 after 11% rebate. Let the light in with a Larson Lakeview Full View Storm Door. This door features an included interchangeable screen and glass inserts for seasonal ventilation. $189.99 after 11% rebate. Save on everything for your home at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Gene, did you know Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies?
That's great.
That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? John Stamos to knit you a scarf?
All finished, Gene. Enjoy.
Thank you.
I give.
The stitch work is impeccable.
It's just a double fleck pattern with a reverse garter stitch. No big deal.
Is your hair this soft?
Softer.
Geico. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th.
Fry Construction is celebrating their 25-year anniversary, which means big savings on home repairs and improvements. No job is too small or too big, and your safety is always our concern. Respected in the industry and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. And now, for a limited time, save 25% off gutters or insulation with a full roof, siding, or windows project. Visit fryconstruction.com and get inspired for your next home improvement. Contact us today.
What happens now? Now that the rent's due, but they've cut your pay. Now that the virus has cost lives, but your health care costs too much. Now that our president has had months, but he still doesn't have a plan. What happens now? Joe Biden knows how to lead through a crisis because he's done it before. When our economy was on the verge of collapse, Joe Biden led the largest economic stimulus in a generation and saved millions of jobs. Now Joe Biden is ready to lead us through this crisis. He knows rebuilding our economy starts with fighting the virus, increasing testing, getting more protective gear for healthcare workers, and calling for mask mandates nationwide. As president, he'll get working families back on their feet by lowering healthcare costs and helping small businesses recover. So what happens now? We elect a president who will build back better.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
At Stanley Steamer, we love homes. It's why we started cleaning them over 70 years ago and why we still continue today. Whatever home means to you, we're ready when you are to make sure your space is clean and that you and the ones you care about most are safe.
A former California police officer who became known as the Golden State Killer is sentenced to life in prison for a decade-long string of rapes and murders across a wide swath of California.
And I'm truly sorry to everyone I've hurt.
74-year-old Joseph James D'Angelo pleaded guilty to 13 murders and 13 rape-related charges between 1975 and 1986. D'Angelo also publicly admitted dozens more sexual assaults for which the statute of limitations had expired. The U.S. Postmaster General took the hot seat today in a virtual Senate hearing. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy's 2 months on the job have been marred by controversy after he implemented then recently suspended changes. Some included curtailing postal worker overtime, the removal of blue mailboxes, and a reduction in large mail sorting machines. Meanwhile, many Democrats have accused the Trump administration of using the Postal Service to sabotage the upcoming election, which will rely heavily on mail-in ballots due to the pandemic.
Moving forward, trying to have any negative impact on the election is an outrageous claim. I think the American public should be able to vote by mail.
DeJoy is scheduled to testify again on Monday, this time before a Democrat-led House panel. Full House star Lori Loughlin will be sentenced to 2 months in prison after a judge accepted her plea deal with prosecutors for paying $500,000 in bribes to cheat the college admissions process. Her husband, fashion designer Massimo Giannulli, was sentenced earlier in the day to 5 months behind bars for his role in the scheme. They pleaded guilty back in May to paying $500,000 to get their 2 daughters into USC as crew team recruits, even though neither is a rower. Stay with us. We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment.
Scranton is a long way from Wall Street. You won't find skyscrapers or big city bankers, just hard-working people. That's where Joe Biden's story starts. It's why he's running for president, for the backbone of this nation, working families. Donald Trump, he's in it for himself and his wealthy friends. In this crisis, we need to help workers and small businesses, and we need a president who will build back better.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Wow, is that really me?
Here, I don't look 61 in 3 weeks. I have no wrinkles, no bags, and this is only because of Plexiderm.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? I'm just in love with the mirror right now.
Plexiderm is a wonderful product. I look at least 10 years younger.
It's a facelift in a jar.
The people you're watching have just seen themselves in the mirror for the first time since we applied Plexiderm to their problem areas. Their reactions are real, and so are the results from using Plexiderm. What's even more amazing is that it takes less than 10 minutes. Now you can watch your under-eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet visibly disappear for just $14.95 by going to plexidermtrial.com and taking the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. challenge.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
This is really good. This is, I'm going to fill my bathtub with this stuff and get the whole body this time. All these lines are gone. I feel like a new woman.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under-eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. At our $14.95 price, it's the best time to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself. So if under-eye bags make you look tired and older, take the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge today for only $14.95. Just go to plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Attention Zantac users. The FDA requested manufacturers to pull Zantac and products containing ranitidine off the market, noting exposure to unacceptable levels of a cancer-causing agent. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with cancer after regular use of Zantac or ranitidine products, you might be entitled to financial compensation. If you have any of these cancers, time is critical. Call now for a free consultation. If you don't win, you pay nothing.
Call 800-868-0977.
All right, let's go back to Chris. One final check of the forecast.
Yeah, we're talking sunshine as we go through that extended forecast, Eric. Temperatures will certainly be warmer for tomorrow. 87 that high, then 90s move our direction as we move into early next week. We could have to bump those temperatures up a little bit more based on what the model data is showing us. We'll see a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms next Thursday and Friday. Greater rain chances arrive by next weekend.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.